thank you guys. I want to say thank you guys for having me come out. It's my first time being in Beijing, actually China in general, so I was really excited whenever the guys at VeeR invited me out. So thank you guys again. Appreciate everything you've done for me. So let me introduce myself. My name is Jonathan Winbush. My background is in motion graphics and visual effects. I actually have a college degree, a bachelor's degree in visual effects and motion graphics. And my journey started about a little bit over 10 years ago. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Adam Sandler, the actor in Hollywood, but yeah, whenever I graduated from school, I sent my demo reel to everywhere in Hollywood. And basically, he saw that I was from Pittsburgh and he had people working from Pittsburgh for him. And so they kind of invited me out. They were like, hey, we saw your work, we think it's good. If you're ever in town, come on out and let's have lunch. And so I spent like the last dollar I had on a plane ticket to fly a midnight shift overnight, flew to Hollywood, showed up at the doorstep, and they were impressed. So they said, we'll give you an internship, we'll give you a shot. And so that's how I got my first big break into Hollywood. From there, I worked on Marvel stuff for Fantastic Four, Iron Man. Let me think. I did some stuff with the Blu-ray. I don't know if you guys remember Blu-rays, but I developed a lot of Blu-ray player menus, and that's my first foray into interactive media. And so that's the first time that I saw that you could use motion graphics for like interacting with the audience. Because what I was doing is I was creating animations that would allow the people in the Blu-ray to like play games or play movies or go behind the scenes. And so that was a little bit over 10 years ago. So we fast forward to maybe 4 years ago. I had a friend that was working for Oculus. And this is when they first started up, right, got bought out. Well, but they invited my son and I to the campus. They said, hey, why don't you come check out some of the stuff at work? We think that you'll really like it. So I went to Oculus, like I've done VeeR in the 90s, and I used to get dizzy, like the stuff really wasn't that good, so I didn't have high expectations going in. But when my son went to Oculus, and we tried out all the experiences, we were kind of blown away. And I came away from the experience like, I want to create stuff in VeeR. I'm always looking for a challenge, and this was the next big challenge for me. And so when I first started telling people about VeeR, nobody believed me that it was as immersive as I said it was. Like I'm telling people like, hey, we work in television, we work in movies, we really want to be looking at this VeeR stuff, and everybody's like, nope, sorry. They were saying, testing? Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, so, the backstory on it was when the stereo 3D was coming out, like James Cameron was kind of pitching out of Hollywood studios on doing stereo 3D. So all the big studios like Warner Brothers, Sony, Universal, they invested a lot into stereo 3D for the movies, and they thought that the 3D TVs would like take off in the home market, which it really didn't. So a lot of the studios kind of got burned on that. So, you know, when I'm telling the studios about VeeR, they're like, we don't want to take that chance again because we think it's going to be another trend. And so at that point, I knew I wasn't going to get money for it. And so I just figured, let me build some experiences, take those around Hollywood, and then show them the potential about VeeR and what can be done. And so I'm just sitting at home experimenting with VeeR, and I actually had a friend that's, he's an illustrator for DC Comics, like he worked on Batman and Superman and stuff. And at that time, he was designing a CD cover for Mike. And so I told him, I said, hey, why don't you ask Mike if he wants to do like a VeeR music video? And so he approached Mike. Mike already knew of my work, and he said, you know what, I trust your instinct, build something, show me, and then we'll take it from there. So I built a prototype for Mixmaster Mike, took it to his house, showed him, and then the next day we booked a green screen shoot for him. And then we improv everything, like he did the magnet chamber you can actually see on VeeR's site, but we did that all in one take. Like we just set up the green screen, set up a rig camera, shot him. Once I got all the footage, I just went to town on everything, and he actually didn't see the final product until we debuted it at Comic-Con in San Diego. And so it's like 5 minutes before I'm about to debut it, he never even saw it. I debuted it on stage, everybody flipped out, and Mike was like, okay, that's it. And then from there, everybody in Hollywood saw it at Comic-Con, and so they saw the excitement of the audience, and then at that point, they were like, okay, let's talk a little bit more about it. And so I told them how much I thought those types of experiences would cost, and they wouldn't budge on it still. Like, they wanted VR experiences, but they didn't want to pay for it. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I think VR is going to be something big one day. So I just kind of took the financial burden upon myself, because for me, it's not really about, like, I make money doing motion graphics for TV. I make a lot of money doing that. So financially, I was stable. And so I was like, just as a creative and an artist, let me just take the VR stuff on my own, build experiences up, build my portfolio up. Because as an artist, I believe that you shouldn't chase the money first. You should work on your art first. You should always work on your craft, because if you don't work on your craft, then your stuff isn't good. No one's going to pay you for it to begin with. And so I just kind of took that on myself. I said, I'm going to just keep getting better and better and better, using the tools that I know in motion graphics, and just keep creating 360 VR experiences. And then, yeah, the Magma Chamber did so good. We won, I think, like 10 awards for it. And so I hooked up with Mike again. We did the Moonbase Invasion, which I showed at the workshop. And then that one actually got picked up by Cannes Film Festival. And so the momentum just kept riding. It went to Cannes, and then we won a lot more awards for it. And at that point, I wasn't even chasing Hollywood anymore. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep doing this stuff for me as an artist. I love the challenge, and I just want to keep doing VR because I believe in it. And so once I got that mentality, and I was like, forget Hollywood, that's when Hollywood started knocking on my door like, hey, can you start creating those VR experiences for our stuff? And so I did a Fox virtual tour. They built like a new Fox studio. I went down and did some stuff with them. I did some stuff recently for Transformers that debuted at Comic-Con this year. And then when I get back to the United States, I have stuff with the Jabbawockeez, Triple G for his boxing match coming up. So there's been like a wide array of stuff that's been coming through. And the opportunities only started coming because I just believed in myself as an artist and didn't think about the money. I was like, let me focus on the art, and you know, the money will come in the end. And so fast forward to today, I don't know how the market is here, but it seems like in the United States, people are kind of getting fatigued on the VR. It seems like the studios didn't invest in it in the right way. Like, instead of putting money behind it and doing it proper, they would think of it as like a last minute thing. Like, well, I don't want to say any movies offhand, but there's a couple of experiences that I did that I wanted to show because they, it's like, hey, we got this movie coming out, we want to make a 360 experience. And it's like, okay, what's the budget? And they're like, well, we spun up the budget already on everything else, like for the movie and promotions and this and that. So they only have a couple of $1,000s. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And then they don't give me any assets to work with. They don't have any creative ambitions. They just want to throw stuff out there just because VR is like the hot buzzword right now. So a lot of people are getting fatigued because the studios are putting out a lot of, I guess I could say, garbage. And so as creators, it's up to us to just keep creating good content and putting it out there, because you know the big studios aren't doing it. It's as creatives, and guys like Sean and Hugh and Al, you know, they make a ton of good content, and other people I met at this. I think that's the future of VR. It's going to be with the independent creators that just want to learn and evolve with the craft. I mean, the craft is still new. It's new enough for anybody to jump in. Like, you don't have to have a traditional background in television or film or video games. You just have to have that ambition to really want to do this and move forward. And yeah, the moral of this story is like, just keep challenging yourself, keep pushing yourself, and eventually you'll just get it. And you're going to be moving with the technology. Like, eventually the technology is going to get to a point where immersion is going to be non-existent in the real world. Like it's just going to be blurred in one. And so if you're getting in the ground level now and understanding the technology, once it gets to that high point, you already be like 10 steps ahead of everybody. You know? No matter what the technology is now, just work with the technology now and just grow with the technology. As the cameras get better, as the headsets get better, you're just going to keep growing and growing. And you know, 10 years from now, you're going to be pioneers in the field. So, does anybody have any questions on anything I presented so far, or do you have any questions about my background in TV or movies?
有没有想对 Jonathan 提问的？可以关注他关于他的创作。
No questions at all.
Anyone? Okay.
Hey Jonathan, I have a quick question. So you mentioned about how in Hollywood people are really using VeeR as like a last minute thought to their whole production. What do you think it takes for that to change, for us to change their mind?
I think it's going to take us as a community to just keep moving this platform forward. A lot of people are kind of bougie and they like to jump on stuff after already, you know, from like a foot level. Like when cell phones first came out, not a lot of people were on them and they just kept evolving, and now it's to the point where everybody has them. So it makes sense for all the major platforms to want to be on mobile phones. And so I think it's going to be the same way. We can't get technology. We got to keep pushing it forward. Eventually it's going to get to that point where everybody can ignore it because it's going to be embedded into everyday lifestyle. So I think that's exactly what it's going to take. We just have to keep open with the technology and keep putting out good content to get people not in VeeR. You want to get them interested and brought in. So it's all about bringing people into VeeR.
问一下你，就是可能接下来会尝试的一些作品的形式，因为我看你之前的一些作品都是氛围的动画的，那么在接下来的话，可能会做一些什么样的，比如说带剧情啊，或者是 MV 之类的呢？
Like his question is, what else other dream of your projects that you're going to do next step? Because your work so far is mainly focused on anime and music video. Would you like to try something else?
Yeah, I'm actually working. I can't say the name of the company. With a company in South Korea right now on motion simulation chairs. Like remember during the workshop how you had the sub pack on your back with the subwoofer? Like that's like bringing an extra level of immersion into the VeeR experience, and I'm all about using all the senses of VeeR to really bringing people into those experiences. And so, like when people are just looking in a headset, that's only satisfying one sense, that's your eyesight. But you know, of music, and you put the sub pack on and you feel the music, that adds an extra level of immersion. And so the next step to that is doing the simulation chairs. And so I'm working with Subpack right now with some simulation chairs, and what it's going to do is you're going to actually feel it when you're in a chair, and it's going to be moving all around. So whatever you're viewing in your headset, whether you're like flying through space or riding on a roller coaster, the chair is actually going to move along with you. And so I've been working on stuff like that all summer.
Okay, so Jonathan 不仅为我们带来了他的分享，而且还为我们带来了一些小礼物。You have something for us, some work, right?
Yes, this company that develops 360 tools for After Effects, I showed a little bit earlier, they're called Taurus Media. They gave me a couple of software keys to give away, so if there's anybody that works in After Effects, it's a plug-in for After Effects, so if you're working in mono or stereo, you can do your compositing work within this plug-in, and it makes it super easy, and you don't even need a headset. Like you can view your work in another comp, like it will make it look like it's like it will simulate what's inside the headset in another view panel. So we're going to do a drawing, and I'm going to give away two software keys.
OK，thank you。那我们就进行现在的一个小抽奖。好，那 Jonathan，can you do this first?
Yes.
是镀金，幻视互动有在现场吗？好，那我们再抽一下。OK， so he actually 他自己抽到了自己的，那我们再抽一个。OK， 他抽到了雷总，雷峥嵘，雷总，在吗？帮他领了。因为镀金不在，所以我们再抽一个，尽量把奖留给我们在现场的各位，好吧？Actually, Jonathan.
Oh, no. I got my.
Okay, you have to do another one.
No, I think it's
Oh, yeah. 好，顾俊在吗？好，恭喜！他想跟你回个礼是吧？Okay. Selfie or?
Yeah.
Three, two. Go, I got multiple.
恭喜，顾俊。
Can I make one more?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, this is a very special moment. It's my first time in China. Is it okay if I take a selfie with everybody?
Yeah!
跟
Yeah.
大家，请那个想跟他合照的人都往前一点，然后我们一起跟他拍一个照片，好吧？对，都往前一点。
Super selfie.
OK。
And a selfie of a selfie of a selfie. Here we go. Oh, okay, there we go. And a selfie taking the selfie of a selfie taking a selfie. There you go.
And here, take it. Yeah.
We're still rolling. There we go.